1856, there was a king named King Lizard who ruled France.
What's the use of a book without pictures or conversations?
Alice. Oh goodness, look at the time. Oh dear, look at the time. I shall be too late.
Wait, Mr. Rabbit. Please, Mr. Rabbit.
Oh dear, oh dear. I'm late.
Mr. Rabbit. Oh goodness, I seem to be lost. I wonder how far I've wandered. Maybe I've made it to China. Yes, this seems about the right distance. I wonder what latitude and longitude I've come to. Though I don't know what those words mean. They're such nice, grand words to say. Please, ma'am, is this Australia or New Zealand? Mr. Rabbit! Oh, goodness.
Oh, my ears and whiskers, how late it's getting.
A tiny door. If only I could fit through. I wish I could just shut up like a telescope. This door is much too small for me to fit through. Maybe I'll try some of this bottle marked to drink me and see what happens. I'm shrinking! This is the right size to fit through the door, except I left the key up at the top. Maybe I'll have a bite of this cake. And then I'll take down this key, have the rest of this bottle, and I'll be the perfect size to fit through that door. Yay!
Oh, the queen. Oh, my dear paws, my fur and whiskers. She'll get me executed. Where could I have put them, I wonder? Oh, Marianne, what are you doing here? You were supposed to be gone after you washed the dishes, did the laundry, made dinner, and cleaned up the house. And set out my gloves for me. Where are they? Go fetch them. Go.
Oh dear, he mistook me for his housemaid. I better get his gloves as he asks. If only I can find them. Oh, the White Rabbit's gloves. I know something is to happen whenever I eat or drink. It was much pleasanter before I was growing and shrinking all the time.
Marianne, fetch me my gloves this moment. Why won't the door open? I'll just go round to the window. Pat, where are you?
I'm here, sir.
Come here, Pat, and help me out with this. Tell me, Pat, what is in this window?
It's an arm, sir.
An arm, you goose. Whoever saw one that size? Why, it fills the whole window.
Well, it is, sir.
Well, it's got no business there. Go and take it away.
I wish they could pull me out the window. I don't want to be in here any longer.
I don't like it, sir.
Do as I tell you, coward.
Where's the ladder?
Bill must have it. Bill, fetch the ladder.
Bonjour, Mr. Rabbit. I have the letter.
No, put it there, here, to the left. No, to the right. Bill, wait.
Oh no!
Well, there goes Bill. We must have burned down the house now.
Wait, no!
A bucketful will do.
A bucket full of what? Well, I don't want to be in here any longer. I'll try eating this. Hello, Mr. Caterpillar. How are you doing today?
Who are you?
I hardly know at the moment, sir. I know who I was when I woke up this morning, but I've changed several times since then.
I don't know what you mean. Explain yourself.
I can't. You see, I'm not myself. Changing so many times is very confusing.
I don't see.
Well, perhaps you will one day when you turn into a butterfly.
Not one bit.
Well, all I know is it feels very different to me.
Wait! Come back! Who are you? Or what size do you want to be?
I'm not particular as to a size, just to not keep changing so much, you know?
I don't know. Are you happy now?
Well, I'd like to be a little larger. 3 inches is such a dreadful height.
I think it's the perfect height. I am exactly 3 inches.
I didn't mean to offend you. Just being a little larger would help me chase this white rabbit I've spotted.
Well, you'll get used to it in time. One side will make you grow taller and the other shorter.
Side? Of what?
The mushroom, of course.
Which is it? What's all this green stuff? And where've my shoulders gone to? I think I see something in the distance. Maybe if I carefully make myself small again. If only I knew which way to go.
That depends a great deal on where you want to get to.
I don't mind where,
Well, then you can go anywhere.
as long as it's somewhere.
Well, if you walk long enough, you're sure to do that. But that way is the March Hare, and that is the Hatter. Visit either. They're both mad.
I don't very much like mad people.
Well, you can't help that. We're all mad here. I'm mad. You're mad.
Me?
If you weren't, you wouldn't have come.
How do you know you're mad?
When a dog is happy, it wags its tail. But when I'm mad, I wag my tail. Well, it's time for me to go. Are you going to the Queen's tonight for the games?
Oh, I haven't been invited.
Well, you'll be seeing me.
Curiouser and curiouser.
No room, no room.
There's plenty of room.
Would you like some crumpets?
I don't see any crumpets.
There isn't any.
Well, it isn't very nice to offer things you don't have.
Well, it's not very nice to sit down at a table without being asked.
You're looking a bit of a mess.
That's very rude.
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
Riddles. I love riddles. I bet I can guess that.
You mean you think you can find the answer?
Exactly.
Then you should say what you mean.
I do. Well, I mean what I say, and that's the same thing.
Not at all the same thing. You might as well say, I eat what I see is the same as I see what I eat.
Or I like what I get is the same as I get what I like.
I sleep when I breathe is the same as I breathe when I sleep.
It's the same with you. Have you found the answer yet?
No, I give up. What's the answer?
I haven't the slightest idea.
I think you should do something better than wasting time asking riddles with no answers.
If you knew time as well as I do, you wouldn't talk about wasting it. He's a person, you know.
I don't.
Of course you don't know time.
I know I beat time when I play music.
Beat time? That explains it. He won't take a beating. If only you had stayed in his good books, you would have had your lesson done from 9 to 3 p.m.
Is that how you do school?
No, sadly we quarreled last March. I was singing for the Queen, Twinkle Twinkle Little Bat. You've heard of it?
Something similar.
Up above the world we fly, like a tea tray in the sky.
Twinkle, 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 twinkle.
I was on my first verse, and the Queen suddenly yelled, "He's murdering time! Off with his head!"
How dreadful.
Ever since, he hasn't done a single thing I said. It's always 3 p.m. Time for tea?
What happens when you run out of tea?
Or tea?
I can't have any more because I haven't had any in the first place.
You mean you can't have less?
I don't think...
Then you shouldn't speak.
I'm late. I'm late. I should go.
Introducing Her Majesty, the Queen of Hearts! And her companion, the King. Does anyone wish to challenge Her Majesty to a game of old-fashioned baseball? What about this strange creature, Your Highness.
Well, what is it?
It looks like a bird of some sort. A peacock, maybe?
Came to tea, uninvited. Must be something of bad taste. A traveling salesman. Or a pirate, perhaps.
No. I mistook it for my maid Marianne earlier, but then it turned into a giant. Now I realize it must be a little girl.
I see. She will make a good opponent for an old-fashioned game of baseball.
Shall we begin? Introducing Her Majesty, the Queen of Hearts, up against, what's your name?
Alice.
Alice. And up to bat, representing our home team, is the kind, wonderful, generous, beautiful Queen of Hearts.
Foul! That's not fair.
Off of her head! Off of her head! Off of her head! My queen, my love, light of my life, goddess that you are, beautiful creature, glorious life, my dream woman. Could we maybe consider a trial? Seeing as she's just a child?
A trial unheard of.
Just this once?
I've had a glorious idea. We shall conduct a trial!
When I arrived in court, the king and queen were already there, along with a great crowd of creatures, birds and beasts, as well as a whole pack of cards attending the queen's every need. All at once the trial started, and the White Rabbit, who was now the judge, blew his trumpet to gather attention and unfurled a great long scroll. He said,
Ahem, first piece of evidence, and I quote, the Queen of Hearts was tripped at the start of the baseball game of the day. The little girl, Alice, did it with much malice because she wanted to win right away.
I was outraged at the ridiculous lies, but immediately the king said, Consider your verdict. But the White Rabbit, who was perhaps sound of mind, said, Not yet, not yet. There's a great deal more to hear. Call the first witness. At which point the Hatter from tea was brought to the stand. We'll begin at the beginning and go on till the end, then stop, said the Rabbit. To which the Hatter said, Well, it started with T, ended with E, then an A. The Rabbit said, Stop this madness. I did not say to spell it out, but it was too late. The Hatter was caught up in his own words and started spurting out riddles and nonsense, until a pair of lizards in fancy dresses took him away in shackles. Now during all this kerfuffle, I had noticed that the March Hare and the Dormouse, who were sitting beside me, had started getting closer and closer, and my seat was getting smaller and smaller. Except that wasn't the case. I was starting to grow. At that very moment, Mr. Rabbit said, The time has come for the primary witness. Bring the little girl Alice to the stand. But when they looked over at me, I was no longer little, and screams erupted from the court. Grab her! Stop her! Arrest her! The Rabbit yelled. No persons in court more than a mile high, and banged his gavel furiously. And then I'd had enough. I just started to feel like I was myself again, and said, You're no more than a pack of cards.
Alice, my darling, I think you've fallen asleep.
Oh my, I had the strangest dream. So many horrible creatures, but I went on wondrous adventures. The world turned upside down, just as I was starting to like that White Rabbit.